Greetings and welcome to episode 188 of the Words About Gamescast, the weekly video game podcast for Words About Games. I am your host, Amy Alexander. I'm joined this week by Mr. Moody.
Hello, I'm back.
You didn't say a catchphrase.
Toss a coin for your Witcher.
I was expecting
I forgot.
I was expecting it. You said hello like a normal person. Like, what's wrong with you? Come on.
I'm trying to be normal. What's normal?
Why? That doesn't sound like fun.
Toss a coin for your Witcher, oh valley of plenty. Have you seen? He's finished. He's getting ready to pre-production for season 2.
Oh,
I was like, oh man, thank you, Henry Cavill.
You were supposed to tell us that prediction was done, and we were getting a surprise second season in February. Like, come on.
Oh God.
Come on, Henry. 8 episodes isn't enough. I already watched it twice.
Well, watching with playing Witcher 3, so
me and Keith watched the entire thing yesterday, like in one go. At his house, because he hadn't seen it, and I had the Netflix login. My only stipulation was to watch it together.
Yeah, I will lend it if we watch it together. That is my own stipulation.
That is my only stipulation. Well, it's 2020, so like, congratulations on surviving another year. We did it. World War III may have been the first thing trending. You can't do don't do the royal wave. Don't do the royal wave.
Don't do the royal wave.
There's a whole thing. Just wave. The royal family's a whole thing now. World War III, and Twitter's been interesting, and it's only been 12 days. But we're not here to talk about it.
What can the rest be like?
Couldn't get any worse, right? Let's talk about some video games.
Well, the only thing I can think of is if all the games that we pick here are bad.
Oh my God.
What if that happens?
That won't happen. That can't happen.
That can't, can it?
Can't. I don't know. If every
I know
single
it's all
game...
subjective, but my goodness.
But no, it's not. I won't let it happen. Really. I won't let it happen.
We will not let it happen. We will not let it happen, Amy.
For anyone that doesn't know, on the Words About Gamescast, each and every week we discuss what's been going on in gaming, the games industry, and gaming culture over the past 7 days. Before we give you a rundown of the games that are launching in the coming week, I'm going to be honest, none of that's true this week. There's not very much news. It's January. It's slow. Instead, we're going to spend the entire podcast going through our top 10 most anticipated games of 2020. I just caught myself before I said 2019 there. I almost said 2019, I'm not going to lie. We've got 5 honorable mentions. We've each got a list of top 10. I just did the same thing on Mr. Moody's podcast for films, so I am going to more or less shamelessly rip off his entire format.
That's fine.
Except there's
only Do you want me to say the numbers in my deep voice?
Maybe. Maybe I like your deep voice. Maybe I was just teasing when I made fun of it on the other podcast.
Which you can find at the Glorious Movie Show.
Hell yeah.
iTunes, Podbean. Check it out.
You should.
We're not that bad.
I'm on it from time to time.
Yes.
And I have a good time. It's inspired me, Moody, to watch more films. And
fantastic. You've seen a lot, I've seen.
I'm working my way through a few, like, but to be fair, it's because I've had like 3 weeks off from this. And I was like, you remember when we did the final podcast of last year? And I was like, I'm going to finish this game that I didn't finish. And I'm going to finish this game and this game and this game and this game. I finished one game.
It's Henry Cavill's fault. It's all understandable.
Like, I finished Judgment, because I really dig the story of that game. Like, I turned the difficulty right down, and I just blazed through, like, completely ignored the open world. Like, no, there was no open world. Just did the story. That game has the best closing credits scene of ever in anything.
Nice.
Like, and I don't want to spoil it in case there's people who are playing the game or plan to play the game, but you'll watch the entire credits, and it's the greatest thing ever. Um, and I hope we get a sequel because I really like that game. If I had have finished that game before I did my Game of the Year list, it would have been in higher.
Should have waited, Amy.
I normally do, but this year I didn't. And now I'm struggling for content because it's like, oh, normally I wouldn't have started doing normal content, but there's no games. I can't do any reviews. What do I do? Oh, shit.
There's nothing out yet.
Nothing's come out. Oh, my God. AO Tennis 2. Like, I mean, fair play to people who like tennis games, but that ain't for me.
I'd rather watch it than play it.
I'd rather do neither.
You're missing a good time, Amy. I gotta say.
All my sports involve computers and esports.
Yeah, it's a sport in it, I guess.
I like ice hockey. That's fun.
Never watched. I watched the Mighty Ducks, if that counts.
That's what got me into ice hockey. that trilogy of films is legit what got me into ice hockey.
That's fantastic. I finished Fallen Order, Star Wars. Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. I think it's a very good game, but I won't lie, I don't think it's a great game personally. I think it's too formulaic with its with the levels and everything, and it's just like. But I really enjoyed. There's some parts that just really moved me. I won't get into spoilers or anything like that, but there is some good parts in it. And the ending, I was just like, oh, thank God.
Oh yeah.
If that didn't happen at the end, I might have rioted. I won't lie.
Well, it's a Star Wars game, so there's got to be a cameo.
Yeah, it has to be.
There has to be a cameo.
Has to be, no doubt about it.
But when I hear talk about 2019 games,
yes,
I segued too soon because I feel like you were going to say something else. Then
I was going to say another game.
No, I feel bad. So say your game. No, say your game.
I haven't completed it yet, but I'm going through Life is Strange 2.
Oh, I missed that. I missed that game entirely.
Oh, Amy, it's so good.
Maybe I'll stream it.
So good. Yeah, I would say, it's a good streaming game. I would say, definitely. Just turn off the chat, just in case some idiot tries to spoil it.
Oh, that happened when I was playing The Walking Dead, the final season, on Twitch.
Yeah.
Someone spoiled the first episode for me, which is fine, because I'd already had it spoiled, but they still got banned. Like, fuck you. People just go, like, it's a weird thing on Twitch. People see you playing a game, which has got a story-driven game, and they just like, here's a bunch of spoilers. It's like, why? And then they get banned, and then they'll just move on to the next channel. I mean, it's like...
This is like, my deed is done.
Like, do you just want to, like, maybe get a life? I don't know, like, do something fun. Like, do something, I don't know, more productive. Fun. Just, people.
People these days.
We're here to talk about 2020 games in this podcast. There's no news, there's no games releases, there's no open critic score battles, there's no nothing. Instead, we're just going to give you our top 10 games, most anticipated games of 2020, and see if these bear any relation to our games of the year by the end of the year, because they very rarely do.
That's true. That's true. It's going to be fascinating. We've got a good year, right, to what we're hoping for. There's so many good-looking games. Last year it seemed like it was a slow start, especially like halfway through the year. Last year it was just like we got a lot of games dropped, but just a lot of them were just like
like a lot of them I bounced off. A lot of them.
Yeah, and hopefully the first half of this year, the first 7 months are going to be like game of the year. At least we have potentially. For my 10, I would say 6 or 7 game of the year possibilities just from my list alone. I think it's 3 of the games are going to be dependent on if they do and everything, but it's going to be fabulous.
And there's all the things we don't even know about, because Apex Legends was in my top 10 for last year, and we found out about that game the day before it came out. So that's how the games works. Like the games industry works. But yeah, so we've got 5 honorable mentions before we start getting into the list, where we'll just do like backwards and forwards. So Moody, do you want to go first and just do your honorable mentions in a quick fire, maybe.
My honorable mentions are Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. I always like the Lego games. They're so much fun. Good co-op games to smash on with my partner or my couple of mates, and we just smash through. It's always fun. And the Star Wars ones have always been fun as well. Dying Light 2. I never completed Dying Light, but I did enjoy what I did play of it, but we're still waiting on a release date for this game, so I'm still not sure if it actually might come out this year. I think there's a chance they could hold it till January 2021. That's the perfect month for it. That's when the first one came out. Marvel's Avengers. This game, I hear so many mixed things. Like, you say what you played was really good. Other people say it was not that good. So I'm not sure what's going to be with this game. I think this game could be a very Marmite game for a lot of people. I think it could be this year's Death Stranding. You like it or you don't. Who knows? And my other two are Trials of Mana. I am an RPG guy, and this looks like this could be the RPG of the year, apart from maybe another two games that are on my main list. But I'm looking forward to it.
Our top two. Maybe exactly the same.
I think there's a chance our top four might be the same, but I might be wrong here.
No.
And my final honorable mention is Doom Eternal. I've never been a Doom guy, but I did enjoy the last Doom game that I played, but I didn't complete it. But I did have a lot of fun with it. And it's the same thing. I think I could have a lot of fun with this, and hopefully might complete this one.
Maybe.
We'll see.
I was telling you a story about how I didn't complete a bunch of games I wanted to complete. So you will get no judgment from me. That's a good list. Like, again, it just speaks to the strength of 2020. Where it's like, you can do a top 10 and you can have such a strong... These almost made my top 10, but they didn't. Like I'm just looking now. I wrote them all down so I wouldn't forget. Like, Lego Star Wars, like, I'm not into Lego games. Like, as a thing. Like, I've tried a couple of them. And I'm just like, yeah, they're fun for a little bit, but then I always like just bounce off them after a few hours. But that Lego Star Wars game like looks legit. Like, I remember the E3 reveal trailer being like, wow, that's a Lego game. That looks really good.
And it explains why we didn't get a Last Jedi Lego game, because we got a Force Awakens one. We didn't get a Last Jedi one. There's a reason for that, obviously.
Yes, that's the reason why we didn't get a Last Jedi one. Nothing to do with fanboys.
No, we were honest. You got to think, the Last Jedi, they would have known about it 2 years in advance. They would have known the script and everything if they were doing it. So,
Dying Light, loved the first one. Looking forward to the second one. Avengers, like you said, I played it and it was fun. And I don't know how the loot grinding and the ongoing mission structure and stuff work, so like how creative characters are going to work, but like as a single player narrative game, I think it's probably going to be pretty good. So if you're just into it for that, then I think you'll find something there that'll work for you. Trials of Mana, it's not on my list, but it's on my radar because it looks really good and I love JRPGs.
It looks fun.
I did play some of that at EGX. And it's just a JRPG. Like, if you like JRPGs, it's a JRPG.
It hits the tickle.
And Doom Eternal. Like, again, it's not on my list, but yeah, I played half an hour of it at EGX, and it's very much like not the first one, but the new one, the rebooted one. It's very much like that. Looks awesome. That is a good list. Here's mine. So my first honorable mention is Halo Infinite. Because it's been like Halo games come out every 3 years until this one, where it's been like an extra couple of years. Like, so I'm really intrigued by what they've done with the extra time that they've had.
Yeah.
Because on the one hand, it's like, it's going to be a first-person shooter. It's going to be a Halo game. Yeah, sure, it's going to be both of those things, but like, what else is it going to be? Like, they've been talking about the lessons they've learned from like Halo 4 and Halo 5, like Halo 5 especially. Like, I liked Halo 4. Like, the campaign was really good.
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, this came out October 20. The last one came out October 2015.
So I'll be interested
by the
to
time
see.
This one comes out, yeah.
Yeah, I will be very interested to see what's different. Next honorable mention is for Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, the best battle royale game ever. It was the Devolver Digital one, which is like a game show. When you keep doing the little Fall Guys, will be like, I remember seeing it at E3. There was like one game where like 100 people enter, and then they do like a series of games, and like a bunch of people get knocked out. The one game I remember watching from E3 was where like half of the characters have tails, and the other half don't. You've got to grab them, and you've basically got to have a tail by the end of it. It looks so much fun. It's going to be a staple of charity streams going when it comes out, I think. Next up is Dreams, because I'm really, really interested to see what people can make in this thing.
Been waiting for the game since 2013.
I've been waiting so long for this game. Like, it took a while for Sony to figure out how to explain what it was. Yeah. But like, and I think that's why they went silent on it for a bit, because they were trying to figure out what it actually was. And now they're back. I've tried a couple of the smaller like experiences that they have in the game, because it's already out technically, like in early access.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to the full release, because like, if it gets a community behind it, it could be like Mario Maker, where like lots of people are just sharing all this really cool shit, and I'm totally down for that. Next up is Fogs, which I also played at EGX with a friend of mine. It's like an adventure platformer game, and basically two people control either end of it's like a dog, but with two heads. And like you're controlling one side, and your friend's controlling the other side, and you've got to like wrap yourself around stuff, and you've got to go and like work together and do stuff. It was fun, like, and they say it's coming out very soon. So hopefully very soon is meaning 2021 probably. Because I've heard this before from indie developers that your game's coming out very soon. Yeah, just ask Ooblets. And then the last one is Tell Me Why, which is like, it's the Don't Nod adventure game. It's all coming out in one thing. We were just talking about Life is Strange and how that completely passed me by, whereas this is like 3 episodes. I think it's all coming out at once.
That's awesome if it's coming all at once.
Yeah.
I think that's been the one thing that a lot of people said about season 2, is that it took forever. Like the first episode came out in 2018.
Yeah.
And it just finished. This last episode came out like what, December this?
It was right at the end of the year. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people, it's like episodic games, I think, have come and gone now. I don't think anyone has the patience anymore for episodic games in terms of like release structures being like, unless you're like, the episode will come out on the 1st of every month, like, or something like that, where it's like it's like coming out at a steady clip. But if you're waiting months between episodes, it's just like a lot of people just won't. They'll just go, oh well, I'll just wait until it all comes out, and then by the time it all comes out, they've forgotten all about it.
Yeah, that's that is just the thing is about it. I decided, I was saying to myself, oh, 3 episodes out, I'll just wait until it comes out. I heard they were going to be all out by the end of the year, and I was just thinking, damn, when's this last one coming out? And it came out like December, and I was thinking, oh, bloody hell. And I did how I've got around to playing them, and what I've played so far is it's really, really good. I think it's arguably could be, see how the final episode 4 and 5 go, but I think there's a chance it could be better than season 1. And season 1 was so good.
I loved season 1.
Mm-hmm. And I even enjoyed the Before the Storm, the 3 episodes.
I never played Before the Storm. A lot of people tell me I should. Good.
Yeah.
Everyone tells me I should.
I would, yeah.
But yeah, like this also, like the Tell Me Why is it's a very personal game for me. Like to be like, yay, a transgender protagonist.
Yeah,
that's awesome. The first one. So those are my honorable mentions. I don't know if anything sticks out on there for you that you want to talk about. That's not on your list already. But
I'll talk about them in a minute.
I figured you were going to say that.
Maybe. Who knows? 2 of them, the 2 indie games. So you talked about the Fog one. I was thinking, well, I have no idea what that is. I'm not going to lie.
I'll always pull one out.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if your list could be completely bonkers to mine. It really is.
I'm
just it's not. You're just going to see me raise my eyebrow all the time, saying, "What?"
You're making that up, like.
Yeah, you're making that game up, right?
That game doesn't exist. Like... All right, let's get into the top 10. Top 10's lists of the most anticipated games of 2020. Mr. Moody, hit me with your very first one. What's number 10?
Now, this one, we don't actually know if it's coming 2020 yet. Technically hasn't been announced yet, but I believe it will be. And I believe it's going to be this year. Yes, it is the new Assassin's Creed. We believe is Ragnarok. All signs are saying it's coming this year, but obviously it's so low for me. I was really tempted to actually just put it on the honorable mention, but I'm so excited for it. I'm just like, no, at least put it in the 10, so I have. Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think it probably will drop with the new consoles or something like that.
Yeah, that's what happened last time, right? Black Flag and Watch Dogs both came out with the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Black Flag dropped like I think a couple of weeks before the consoles for like the old gen, and then they re-released it with the new gen as well. So they like had multiple copies all out there and everything. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a blast. Give me Mew Mew. That's all I want.
I love Mew. I love the way you say Mew Mew.
I don't know. I'm guessing I'm sick. Well, something fell.
Is everyone okay?
Yes.
This is what you get for disrespecting the name Mew Mew.
Yeah, it's everything's all right.
Okay, cool. I'll just I'll put a little edit in there. Like,
what was that?
What was that?
I don't know.
That's
my
scary.
neck massager falling off our wardrobe.
Wow. Did someone turn it on? Did it just vibrate itself off there?
No, it just flipped out.
Just had enough.
It didn't like my number 10.
Didn't like it. It was like, it must be higher, damn it. Because, but yeah. Assassin's Creed is not my list. But, like, I liked Odyssey, especially after I bought the XP booster. Which I bought because I normally don't fuck with that kind of DLC, but to be fair, I was reviewing the game and they gave me a copy, so I was like, well, I haven't spent any money on it, so.
Like, but you were struggling with it, weren't you?
I was struggling with grinding and like having to level up in the game. So like when I got that and I was like, oh, the grind is much less severe now because there's a lot of side stuff in this game, and I was burning out on like having to spend like an hour and a half stealthing, like probably not that long, stealthing my way through all the different like forts and stuff, and just being like, fuck's sake, I just want to get back to the story.
Yeah, I loved Odyssey, but the story did get swamped. There's no doubt about it, because you just go off and get distracted.
Yeah,
and that's what's going to be Ragnarok. There's no doubt about it. They've got a formula what's working so well for them right now. That's probably going to be the same thing, but hopefully it's just going to be. Yeah, just give me Mew Mew. That's all I want.
I feel like there was a lack of open world RPGs last year, so I feel like I might have gotten over my whole I'm sick of open worlds in general feeling.
Yeah, end of 2018 was like Spider-Man, not Ragnarok, that's Odyssey, and Red Dead.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure there's another one in there as well.
And then you had Breath of the Wild the year before that, and then like when you came to like
Breath of the Wild, you had Breath of the Wild and Horizon at the same time.
Yeah, it's like by the time I got to like Metro Exodus, I was just like, all right, come on, this is fucking ridiculous now. Yeah. Like I can't get into this specifically because it's open world, but I'm looking forward to Assassin's Creed Ragnarok.
Quotation marks.
It might not be called Ragnarok, but.
That's true.
I think you're on the right track.
Yeah.
There's never been an Assassin's Creed game that hasn't leaked, so.
That's true, that's true. Are you going for your 10 next?
Yeah, my number 10 is Animal Crossing New Horizons. Because I've never played an Animal Crossing game. I've played tons of games that have been inspired by Animal Crossing. And I really enjoyed them all. So it's like, now I have a Switch. And I have the ability to play this franchise because there's a running theme with like a lot of Nintendo franchises where it's like Pokemon and Fire Emblem, where it's like, you released these on the 3DS. I never had a 3DS. So I was like, well, I can't play them. But now that they're all coming to Switch, it's like I can play them for the first time.
I can play them.
And like Fire Emblem was my #1 game of the year last year. So it's like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I need to re-rent that game.
Like I played it once, 67 hours, I think. Was my playthrough on that game, and I wanted to play it again because it's one of those games where it's like I want to play through the other campaigns. There's like 2 other campaigns, and I'm like,
Oh God.
do I have another 150 hours?
I don't know if I could do that. I don't think I could do that.
Probably not. Well, my friend played through one of the other campaigns, so I just compared notes with him, and it was fine. And I wasn't fussed about the third one. But yeah, no, Animal Crossing, like, it looks so cool, like, and it's such a fun concept, and I love chilled out building games. Like, if you've ever visited any of my live streams where I've been playing my time at Porsche, I love that shit. So I'm super excited. Like, everyone keeps telling me to beware of this Tom Nook guy, but I'm just like, he's selling me a fucking condo on a desert island. How bad could he be?
He can't be that bad, can he?
Any thoughts on Animal Crossing?
I'll talk about it maybe later.
In a minute. Interesting. At some point, we're gonna have to. Yeah. What's your number 9?
My number 9 is one of your honorable mentions.
Ooh.
Tell me why.
Nice.
Because I've loved everything they've done so far, and I love that their balls, they're going into every direction. The first one had LGBTQ. The first 2 had LGBTQ elements to it. This new season 2 is about brothers coming together and everything, and this new one is about transgender and everything like that. For you and all the people out there will be excited for that game. They're just getting the representation. I love what they've done with stories of all the games they've done so far. This just makes me more excited, and it's what you told me that they're coming out all at the same time. Yum, yes, give me now. Give me it now. And I believe it's an Xbox exclusive, so
I don't know if it's exclusive, but I'm 90% sure it's coming to Game Pass when it comes out.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. Just give me it.
I mean, representation is important.
Yeah. It's finally starting to see. You're starting to see it more and more ever before. It's kind of just like in films. It's taking time. That's how it is, sadly, those. But we are getting there.
Available summer 2020, coming soon to Xbox Game Pass.
Awesome.
Nice. And I'm already paid up with Game Pass because I got my Xbox All Access. Yeah, like one day we should sit down and do a podcast about how video games made me like realize I was trans, like, because I think that might be an interesting discussion to have. But yeah, I'm looking forward to a transgender protagonist in a game, and like that just being a thing. Like, that's cool. I mean, I'm a bit terrified that it could go really badly wrong, but I don't think it will.
Yeah, well, like season 2 of I won't go into proper spoilers, but there's a lot of political parts to it within how things are happening in America right now. It's really well done. They're doing it. I think they touched on season 1 and the prequel to that very well. They've touched on the political part in season 2 very well. So I trust them with what they can do with this. Obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good summation of Don't Nod.
Like, yeah, they're doing a good job.
Go again. My number 9 is Boyfriend Dungeon. I think we talked about this on the last podcast of last year. This game looks exactly like my kind of thing. It's a dungeon crawler. See, I love the fact that I've got to explain what my games are. It's a dungeon crawler.
All of mine, I'll just say right now, everyone knows what games they are.
I think
you've heard of them.
I think this is the only one that's like out there so far that I have to explain it. But basically, it's a dungeon crawler where you're going into random dungeons and you're killing monsters and you're getting money, and you use the money. You don't upgrade anything. You use the money to take your weapons on dates, because your weapons are also hot people, and you romance them, and it's basically half dating sim, half dungeon crawler.
Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Good God.
Hell yeah.
I've never heard of this. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was because it was in the Nintendo
Steam
Switch
game. That's why I'm not a PC player, so that's why.
It's coming out on Switch as well, because it was in the Indie World thing that happened just at the end of last year. I want this game. I need this game in my life. It's everything I want out of a dungeon crawler. Diablo? Nah, fuck Diablo.
Diablo 4 doesn't have boyfriends in it. They use as weapons.
Yeah, man. I can't. My dagger doesn't turn into a hot girl, so therefore Diablo is terrible.
Yeah. Agreed. Great.
By comparison, I won't bother asking you if you've got anything to add to
Never heard of
that.
this. I'm not gonna lie, Amy.
Fucking yes. What's your number 8?
My number 8 is another honorable mention of yours. Halo Infinite. I'm going for it. I think this could be the game that finally gets me into the Halo franchise. Like I said with one of my predictions last year, I believe this will be nominated for Game of the Year at the Video Game Awards at Jeff Keighley's Awards, and that gives me another win and everything like that. So
yeah, but you were smart though. You said Xbox game. Hedge your bets a little bit. You meant Halo, but you didn't say Halo. You said Xbox game.
I'm pretty sure I said Halo in it.
No, you said
sure
that. I mean,
Halo.
your prediction was an Xbox exclusive would be nominated for Game of the Year, and then I was like, all right, cool. And then you went, yeah, but what I'm really talking about is Halo. I just didn't want to be too specific.
That's fair. Well, it's going to be Ori in it.
You still win.
I still win, I know, but it's not the pick I'm picking. Yeah, even though we haven't seen any gameplay for this, it's just intriguing me. It's just, I'll just say what like Jeremy Clarkson said a while ago. Just I want to, for a game or a film or something like that. That's just how I use the analogy. I basically, if it wants to pick my interest, basically I want it to literally put its hand down my pants and have a good rummage. Jesus. And Halo's done that for me right now. Halo Infinite is doing that for me. It's interested me so much that it's actually made me want to go back and maybe have a look at the old games. I hear nothing but great thing about Reach and everything, so I might have a look at Reach at least because I hear that's one's the best one and everything. So we'll see what happens.
It's probably the best campaign.
Yeah, Xbox is setting themselves up brilliantly this year and for next gen. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Like the Halo series, like I've been in since day one, like literally. Like I got an Xbox just after they came out, got Halo with it. Like thank you to my parents, I guess, for buying me that. I loved Halo. Halo 2, yeah, the campaign was okay. The multiplayer was one of the best things I've ever played in my entire life. But yeah, like the storyline, like I'm invested, which is weird, like because it's predominantly it's a multiplayer game, but like it's always had a strong campaign like going through it, and it's like the story's something I'm invested in. Like it's one of the only things I ever like bought the tie-in novels for. Like,
yeah,
because at one point I was that into it, I was like, I have to read all of these novels, and I read them, and they were like, those novels weren't great, but I know more about the universe of Halo now. But yeah, you should definitely. Halo 4 is a good campaign as well. Like a lot of people shit on it, but like they tried to like give the Master Chief a character as opposed to just being like the Master Chief running around one-liners shooting people. So I always defend that one. My number 8 is Neo 2. Because I fucking loved the first one. Like, holy crap. Like, it was the like, as much as this is Souls-like isn't really a genre. Like, I keep referring to it as a genre because it's a really easy point of comparison. Like, and as much as like Neo 2 unlocked Souls-likes for me. Like beforehand, I played the first one. I'd messed around with like Dark Souls 3 and Dark Souls and Bloodborne, and I'd been like, yeah, these are okay, but like they're not really for me. And then I played Neo 2, and I was like, I get it now. Like I played that game for like 50 hours within like 2 weeks, and like at a certain point, I was like, I get this entire genre now. Like, one, this game is amazing, but two, I understand this genre. Went back after I'd finished it and got Bloodborne again. Played that, and I was like, fucking, this is amazing. Like, this, yeah. And, like, since then, it's been, like, cool. Now I get games like, 2, for example. I'm just like, I'm so excited for this game. But, like, I played a bit of it at EGX. Like, it's more Neo, for sure. I didn't really get to play too much of the new stuff. You collect the little frogs, in the first game, and they're still in it. But there's also like these really cute cats now that you can also catch. And I can't remember what they did. I just remember them being there and me being like, I'm going to be obsessed with catching these things because they're so adorable. Super looking forward to it though, and it's coming out soon, like every fucking other amazing looking game in 2020.
There's another baby mode, so I don't think I'll be playing it.
That's fair.
I'm not a Souls person. I've never clicked with the games personally, and I'm just like, nah. But I think it's going to do incredibly well. I think it'll probably be knowing it. It'll probably have a chance for best game of the year at the end of the year and everything. But yeah, it's just not something for me.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, I wish these games did have easy modes. Like, I said it before, like, when I couldn't get into them very well. I was like, these games should have easy modes. I say it now, like, even as somebody who can get into them, it's still like, I wish people like you and like Keith and like Patrick, for example, or like who don't get into these games, like, I wish you could, because there's some fucking great games.
Yeah, there really is. There's a lot of great looking games coming out, and like, and it looks brilliant. It does, but I'm just like, yeah, I'll never complete that.
That's a shame. That is a shame. Hit me with your number 7.
Number 7 is the first PlayStation exclusive, Ghost of Tsushima.
Not Godfall.
No, not yet. Ghost of Tsushima, yeah. It Sucker Punch, looks great.
Shit.
I'll still say this right now. I think it'll launch with the PlayStation 5. Looks really good. Can't ask for much more for this. But the only thing that's why it's not as high is I just have this feeling it's gonna be a Souls game.
But surely they wouldn't bait and switch, right? They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't be like, oh, and also, or it'll be like Star Wars, where it's like it is a Souls game, but it hasn't. It's not a Souls challenge. Like
you actually go to other planets.
Yeah. Use the Force. Get a lighter. Hang on a minute. I thought this was a samurai game.
Yeah, but I am super looking forward to this. I'm very intrigued when they eventually do announce the release date for it.
E3, man, I'm telling you. E3. They're going to be like, it's available.
PlayStation
after
reveal
the
event.
Show. They won't reveal it unless they do the reveal event at E3.
I don't think. Did you hear the rumor that they actually thinking not to go back?
Which I didn't hear this rumor.
Yeah, there was a rumor. I saw it on Bad Bit Games. Our friend Joseph, he did a video and he said just rumor right now. They don't think they actually might not go back.
Uh-oh. I have a prediction right now. I'm going back. I tend not to follow rumors. Like, someone dropped in a group chat I'm in, like a gaming group chat. Yeah. So someone dropped an article, and the headline was like, "Oh, tangent," but that's what this podcast is built on. Someone dropped an article where the headline was Xbox. Matt Booty says that Xbox Series X will have exclusive games like 1 year after launch, and I was like, I've read that interview. I'm sure that's not what he said. I clicked it, and it was like, yeah, the quote is like, oh yeah, at some point, like 1 year, 2 years, whatever, like we'll have exclusives at some point. And because he said 1 year, the article headline was, they're gonna have exclusives like 1 year after launch, and it's like, oh,
they're gonna have them now.
It's like, you've really got to be careful when you're looking at like news and stuff these days. Like,
I only can stick to certain sites. Reputable sites with proper sources and everything. I don't go. I barely touch rumors. I never touch Reddit. So
fair enough.
I never even go near the bloody thing.
Yeah, it's like it's so hard to put this podcast together sometimes. Where it's like, okay, there's a rumor that we should talk about, but I need to verify it. So I'm like, fucking scour the internet, try and find like anyone else talking about this thing. But yeah,
I heard from my toilet from a friend who texted me that he's heard that this is going to happen.
My uncle works for Nintendo, and he said Metroid Prime 4 is coming out next week.
2021.
3D Switch. What?
Well, perfect time, 2021. That's when Avatar 2 is. That's when the 3D craze is going to come back. So
no, not again.
Avatar 2. I can already tell you that's my most anticipated for 2021.
Yeah, well, we're not there yet. Give it 12 months. My number 7, which is I believe is where we're up to,
Yes.
is Spiritfarer, because that game is gonna make me cry so much. Like, I played part of it because of the game festival thing that Jeff Keighley's Game Awards did. And it's just cool. Like, you're on a boat, you're like, you ferry the souls of the recently departed to their final resting place, like to
What's
the
it
great
called
beyond.
again?
Spiritfarer.
Fairer.
I imagine you'll have heard of this one or seen it at some point. But yeah, it's like it was the game that followed Keanu Reeves at E3. It was like Keanu Reeves did his thing, and then this was the game that did its reveal. But yeah, it's like you're on a boat. You like people that like people who have recently died. Like you ferry them to the afterlife, but you usually have to complete like their like last request or something. So you go somewhere, you do something.
Yes.
In the demo I played, it was the woman who had lost something in a house that she used to live in. So you go to the house and you find the thing for her, and then like that, as well as being like a really nice moment where you're talking to this character, like you also unlock something where you can build something on your boat. That lets you like grow vegetables, I think, something like that. It's super. It looks cool. Like the art style is really cool as well. It's gonna make me cry. Like, I have no doubt about it. There's an entire mechanic. You can walk up to characters and like you can talk to them, and you can give them stuff, or you can just hug them. Like, that's an entirely valid thing. Like,
Hug me now.
There's a hug button, and I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna need all those hugs.
Sometimes you just need a good hug. So
sometimes you do just need a good hug. Like, I'm with you on that one.
I like that it's on multiple stuff. It says PlayStation, Xbox, so that's something I can actually try.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be in Game Pass when it comes out as well.
Game Pass.
Game Pass is like legit the best thing that's happened this generation.
Until PlayStation changed theirs and make theirs PlayStation Game Pass, and then
God.
they just match them.
Could you
all the
imagine?
time.
Could you imagine all PlayStation like first party games just day and date in PlayStation?
I don't think they'll do that, but I think you can literally. No, they just say, but you've got every single PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 game in there, and PlayStation 4.
Here's the thing, though, Moody. I've already played those games. I want new games.
But what if Capcom don't give us Dino Crisis Remake? Then I'll have to get that so I can just play Dino Crisis. Over and over again.
The logic is flawless. I can't argue with it.
There's always logic. There's always mad logic to my logic.
So, well, let's round out the bottom 5. What's your number 6 game?
Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Fair enough.
Never played a single one of these games whatsoever, but it looks cute and adorable. And the game, there's a reason we get on, Amy. There's a reason we get. We never play stuff.
Sometimes we don't play games. Like, it's fine.
I don't play games. You don't watch movies very much. So we're just like two peas in a pod. Yeah, it just looks like it's going to be a game that I think I could just put on my Switch, turn my TV on, get the dongles, and just relax. Might be my going to sleep game. Just play it. Out for the counts.
That's fair.
Animal Crossing, my number 1 game. Why? Because it helped me get to sleep.
It cured my insomnia.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't got a clue what this game really is at all. No idea what you do in it or anything. But that's the thing I'm most excited about. I haven't seen a single trailer except the one that they showed at E3 last year and the reveal, like when its date is and everything. But yeah, I'm super excited for this.
Cool. I already said my piece on that one, so I will just round out my bottom 5. When you say bottom 5, it sounds negative. It's not negative. My number 6 game, most anticipated game of 2020, is Resident Evil 3 Nemesis Remake. HD Prologue 2.8. Wow, man. Like, I can't wait for this game. I said it on a podcast as soon as I played the game, and then we were on the next podcast, and I think one of the Capcom producers, or like developers, or someone from Capcom was just like, well, if it sells well, we might consider remaking the third game. I said it even then to Keith. I was like, bitch, they already making that game. There's no way they didn't know Resident Evil 2 was going to be a hit. Turns out I was right, because it's coming out in April, like 15 months between the two games, which is very fitting considering I'm pretty sure like there was only like a year between the original second and third games. But fuck, man, it's basically just going to be the Mr. X portion of Resident Evil 2 for an entire game.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can handle that. Like,
yeah, I agree though, and I can't wait for that.
I've played this game
wait
to completion like 10 times, like Resident Evil 2, the remake, and I'm like, I'm still not comfortable like during the Mr. X portions of the game. Like, shit.
I haven't played Remake 2 for a while now. I have to get back to it because they've added new things in for just the little hints and Easter eggs for Resi 3. And I'm just like, yes, yes, yes. And I need to just run and grab my rocket launcher and run around blow everything up again.
Fun, so yeah.
It was so fun. It was so fun. I loved our little competition.
I got all the achievements in that game apart from the hunk achievement. Beat the fourth survivor scenario because I just didn't have the patience to do that. It was too difficult.
That's fair.
It was too difficult. So before we move on and do our top fives, I just highlighted my entire list, almost deleted it. Why don't we recap? So what is in your top 10 so far, Mr. Moody?
Assassin's Creed Ragnarok, Tell Me Why, Halo Infinite, Ghosts of Tsushima, and Animal Crossing New Horizon.
Sweet. And in mine is number 10, Animal Crossing New Horizon. Horizons, plural. Number 9, Boyfriend Dungeon. Number 8, Neo 2. Number 7, Spiritfarer. Number 6, Resident Evil 3 Remake. Mr. Moody, let's get into it now. We're getting into it now. Like, the top 5. The cream of the crop. The best of the best, maybe. Hopefully.
The creme of the creme.
The creme de la...
There, I can't say it right. I never can. The creme de la creme.
The creme de la creme. What's your number 5?
Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
Huh.
Love the first one. I admit I never completed the first one because it's a bit hard.
It is difficult.
But the art style alone on this sells this game. Then you put in the music. That sells the game as well. And then you just put in the story. It just looks fabulous. It looks amazing. And they've even said they put in a baby mode, so I'm just like, yes.
Have they? Oh,
I believe so. I believe they put a easier mode in this time.
That's good. Because again, like it's like we were talking about before. It's like I want more people to play these games so I can talk to them about it. So that's good. I'll hold off on talking about that. My number 5 is also Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Oh, yummy.
Here it comes. If our top 5 is identical, which, I mean, I don't think it will be, because mine's missing one really obvious game. But yeah, no, like, the only thing that really sticks out in my mind about Ori and the Blind Forest, and I played it again recently, like the first hour, because I was trying it out on xCloud, is how much my thumbs hurt after I finished playing it. Because I finished it in 2 sittings. But like it was like one night and then I went to bed, woke up and finished it. And the only reason I stopped and went to bed was because I was stuck. Like, so it's just like I have to stop playing this because I'm literally like ready to just snap the thumbsticks off my controller. But no, like it's such a great game. Like you say, the story, the art style, like it's just brilliant. Like the only thing I didn't like too much about the game, like I thought it was average, was the combat, because it was like that lock-on thing where you just hit the button and it just shoots things. But like I've seen the trailers for the new one, and it's got like Ori's using like different weapons. Like, there's a
Yeah.
sword, a bow. So I'm like, if they've fixed the only thing in that game where I was like, this isn't too great, but the rest of the game's amazing, where it's like now the whole game could just be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this could be like nominated for Game of the Year. Like,
I
at
hope
the
so.
Game
I'll win
Awards.
something then.
When you said it, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
Ori, duh.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't wait. Like, such a beautiful game.
Mm-hmm.
What's your number 4?
Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Final Fantasy VII. There. What more can I say? It's arguably what it's dubbed one of the top 10 JRPG games of all time. It's one of the remakes everyone's been calling for years, since that tech demo that was shown during a PlayStation
Jesus.
3 event, I believe it was.
That was it showing off the power of the PlayStation 3 or 4?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it was 3. And everyone was just like, "We need a remake. Give me a
Where's
remake."
the rest of the game?
Yeah, we don't need to see him just jumping off a train. We need the rest of the game, and you're only going to get not even half of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not remember that we're only getting Midgard in this game. Yeah, and the thing that's made this game so higher, or so high for me, is because you've got two different combat styles. You can go the new one that they've made, or you can go the old style, which is fantastic, which I love. They're giving the people the option. You're giving your old people who have been saying, no, we don't want into this new combat. Oh, wait, they've put in the original. Fabulous. You can't ask for much more. You're literally catering to everybody.
Glorious, one might say.
Some might say that, Amy. Some might say that. Yeah, I think it's I think another game. This game would have been number 3 if it wasn't for another. There's no doubt about that.
E3 2005 was when the tech demo came out.
That's 15 years ago.
It was 15 years ago. I just looked at it.
And how long? And how long do you think it's going to be until it's fully completed and released?
Another 15 years. We'll be watching a tech demo showcasing the power of a PS6. By then, I'm gonna refrain from saying anything else about that remake for now. No, my number 4 is Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Fucking, you want to talk about things we've waited a long time for? Like, how about a sequel to the best RPG ever? Like, I love Blood. Yeah, you look at me like that, but that's just how I feel. Bloodlines was janky and broken and buggy and the combat sucked, but fucking the story and the characters and the world and the setting just made up for it. I don't care. Like, fuck it. I fucking love that game so much.
I love how you literally just said it's the best RPG ever, but it's janky. It's this, and this, and this.
It's the best RPG ever. As long as you're not in a fight.
If you ignore these 5 elements.
As long as the game works and you're not fighting. And you're not doing the sewer maze, which, like, let's be fair, was, like, horrible. But apart from that, it was fantastic. Now, like, I'm so happy that this is a thing. Like, there's a reason Keith made a prediction in our predictions game, which was basically, like, I will have an extreme reaction to this game. Because one way or the other, I will. If it's great, I'll be overjoyed. If it's not great, I'll be inconsolable. Like... Like,
no one will want to speak to you for a couple of days.
No one, yeah, just stay away from me for a little while. Like, I need it in my life. It came out on the same day as Half-Life 2. That's how old the original game was. Like, it just... But everything about it was just like... I replayed it again recently. I did a live stream and completed the game again. It only crashed twice. But like, if this can be like a functional version of Bloodlines with like, I mean, there's a whole history as to why it was all buggy and broken and rushed out. That had to do with like being the first game on the Source engine, because Activision suck, even in 2004. But the like, yeah, if this give me a functional game with good combat, and I'll be happy. I'll be very, very happy.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
So good. Do you have anything to add to that?
Nope. It's not on my list. I can tell you that right now.
I knew it wouldn't be. Like,
Yeah.
I figured.
Yeah. I think if everyone knows me, I think it can predict what my final 3 games are. Just what order it might be a different one for everyone.
I'm looking at least one of them on my list for sure.
Number 3 for me is Resident Evil 3 Remake. This game it's like what you said. It is Nemesis mode chasing after you for the entire game. They've literally taken arguably the purest best element from Remake, and they just make it into the entire game, which is fantastic. I can't wait for that. They are really, really going more into the horror elements than ever before, and give you the suspense thrill ride with it, with a giant tank just chasing after you. And that's basically, what this game is going to be. Stars. Yeah, it's...
Oh, man. Do you want to hear a funny story? Instead of me, because I already talked about it. So the very first time I played Resident Evil 3, I was here, actually. I was sitting over there, and I had, like, this teeny little TV, because it was the 90s. And, like, it was me and my friend. We were playing Resident Evil 3. And we're just playing through it. It's fucking terrifying because we're like 15, like with no concept of like horror in general. So every step was terrifying to us. And the moment where Nemesis bursts through the window in the police station towards the beginning of the game, it's like the first time he ever just comes at you. And we were playing the game. We got down the stairs, and I was like, I just knew something was going to happen. Like, it was too quiet, like, whatever. But the second Nemesis came, smashed through the window, my dad was outside in the garden with a power drill, doing some DIY. So Nemesis smashes through the window, and he just starts drilling something outside, like my window. So I was like, that is the worst jump scare I've ever endured in my entire life. It crossed over into the real world. Stars.
Whoa,
turn the game off.
Yeah, that's what's gonna be. That's gonna be your full experience to this new one.
And you know, I'm gonna be doing the same thing I did with Resi 2. I'm gonna stream the whole thing in one sitting.
Have to.
I have to.
You have to.
I have to.
Then we have to battle each other who can complete it the fastest.
As long as they release DLC for it, like they did.
I need that rocket launcher cheat.
I'm not doing expert mode with a fucking handgun. Okay, my number 3 pick for this list is Hollow Knight Silk Song. Loved the first Hollow Knight so much. I didn't get to play it until like the next year after it came out. Like, so it came out in like whenever it came out. Yeah. And it was when I was doing the website, but there were other people reviewing games. So they sent me a code for this game called Hollow Knight, which I was like, yeah, the art style looks really good, but I don't have time to play this. I'm pretty sure it originally came out around about the same time as like Horizon, Breath of the Wild, all that stuff. So I sent it on to Russell, who played it and wouldn't shut up about it. But I was like, I ain't got time for this. Just played it like a year later at a charity stream, and I was like, this is fucking amazing. Like, I'm an idiot. Like, this game is fantastic. Absolutely adored it. I'm standing on a cable I shouldn't be standing on.
Don't break something.
I already unplugged it once before. I don't think you noticed. So it was fine. Yeah, so like Silksong, like, it's more of the same, but there's just enough difference, like, in the way that the main, because it's a completely new protagonist, so it's like she plays slightly differently. And I got my hands on it at EGX, and oh, it's so good. So good. I sucked at the game. This is the thing, when you do all these demos at like a place like EGX, it's like, yes, I got really good at the original Hollow Knight, but that was 3 years and 100 games ago. Like, I don't know how to play this anymore.
I don't know how to.
And why is everyone watching? How's your Hollow Knight hype?
I enjoyed Hollow Knight. I didn't finish it. There was so much out at that time. I just didn't get around to really finish it. But I did enjoy what I played and everything. It deserved all the hype it got and everything. But then, hopefully, I'll get around to playing this as well.
It's on Switch, so
Cross fingers. Yeah, Switch.
I wasn't swearing at you.
No, no, you were like that. You were crossing fingers.
No.
I know.
I mean, I flipped you off a couple of times in your podcast, but we weren't on video, so you couldn't see me.
Only a couple of times. I can remember the first one.
You couldn't even see
I could feel it on me when I told you were going to slap me. So
I thought you were going to say something far worse than you actually did, so that blunted it somewhat. What is your number 2 most anticipated game of 2020? 2020.
silver medalist goes to Cyberpunk 2077. CD Projekt Red. Can't ask for much more, basically.
Toss a coin to your Witcher.
Everything they've shown from this game looks absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see what they do. It's going to be something interesting. There's no doubt about it. My only worry for this game is just like the worry I had for the Witcher 3. Is it going to be too darn big?
No such thing.
There is a such thing called too big. It really is.
No such thing.
Yeah, there is.
It's what they fill it with that matters.
That's true.
Size isn't important, Mr. Moody. It's what you do with it. Trust me. All about that.
Oh, God.
Bet you're regretting.
What is your number 2, Amy?
I want to talk about Cyberpunk first. It's not on my list.
It's not on your list?
No, it's not on my list. The problem, my issue is that before I talk about why I'm really looking forward to Cyberpunk, my issue with Cyberpunk is every single time I've gotten excited for this game.
Yeah.
CD Projekt Red has done something incredibly dumb. That's like completely blunt. Like, I'm talking about like social media controversies, hashtags. Like, don't worry about it. But like, yeah, essentially, like, it blunts my hype for the game. So I'm trying not to get too excited for it. Just for that reason alone. Like, it doesn't help when like it's like that gameplay reveal trailer was really good. Oh, they just made a joke about trans people. Shit. Like that kind of thing.
I understand.
So it's like every time it gets blunted a bit. Now I went to see how long was it? A 60-minute presentation for the game. Probably not that long, like 40 minutes, something like that. Where it was like there was literally a developer playing the game, like, and someone else was, I think from the art department, was like explaining all the stuff that was going on. It was like a proper developer walkthrough. And like it looks really good. It looks so good. Oh my god. Like the different choices that you can make in gameplay styles, like they had 2 builds that they kept switching between, and they were like, okay, here's this part of the game where you're stealth, and here's this part of the game where you just smash this door down and fucking kill everyone with a sledgehammer. And I was like, cool, I dig it.
It's just so many different things you can do in the game.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Like, I am looking forward to it. Like, I am.
Yeah.
But let's not get into
No, I can understand it. Like I said, things just affect people in certain different ways, and I think it's very personal to you. I can completely appreciate that.
That is true. But I'm trying not to let it dull my excitement for it too much. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, these 10 games definitely I'm looking at right now are definitely like higher up there. At least I know what your number 1 is. My number 2, my silver medalist, is Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like you said, it's Final Fantasy VII.
What more is there to say?
What more do you need to say? Like, fuck. This is my favorite game of all time being remade. Well, part of it
Oh,
anyway. Um,
wow.
like it can't like I told a story like on a podcast once where it's like it came around at such the exact right moment in my life where I resonated with the themes of the game and like the story.
Yeah.
Like a lot of a lot of the story of Final Fantasy VII has to do with death and like loss. And like at the time I started playing it, like one of my grandparents had died, so I was like, like I was vibing with this game basically
Yeah.
when it first came out. Like felt every moment of it. And beyond that, it is just a tremendous game. It was probably my first JRPG. Now that I think about it, like the first JRPG I ever played on the original PlayStation, like things like the turn-based battle system was just like, wow, this is very different to Medal of Honor or like whatever other PlayStation game I'd played up until that point. And like things like the materia system, the leveling system, like I went deep into like learning all of the mechanics of this game, like in a way where it's like I streamed the game at the beginning of last year, and like I've done a few older games on my Twitch channel, and I've usually had a guide open just so I'm not getting lost. Final Fantasy VII, I was the guide. Like I don't need a guide to get through to like 100% that game. I can just
You remember it all.
even like the what do you call it? You know when you do the snowboarding and you land in the snowfields and stuff, and it's super easy. I know exactly where I'm going. Like I just internalized that entire game.
That's fantastic. So
And the new one looks fucking amazing.
it does look good.
Like I play it again.
Look...
I know I say that. I know I say this a lot. I played it at EGX. Like I did the God Scorpion boss fight, and it's like, oh my god, that was so much fun. Oh Jesus! Like switching between the two characters and fighting, and like it's a much more involved boss fight, and you've got Cloud and Barrett bantering backwards and forwards with each other. Unfortunately, the demo was in Japanese, so I didn't understand what they were saying.
Konnichiwa.
But it seemed like really funny banter. All right, Mr. Moody. It's the same thing. It's the same game. It's the same. I'm looking at my number one, and I'm like, tell me what your number one is. It's the same game.
Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Yeah, sure.
I couldn't hold it. Yes, of course, it's the Last of Us Part 2.
Samesies. Samesies. I knew it. Why is The Last of Us Part 2?
It's Naughty Dog.
It's Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog.
You can't just keep having that as being your answer. It's just Final Fantasy. It's just Naughty Dog.
It's Naughty Dog. Their last, what is it? 5 games have arguably been 8 to 10 out of 10s.
8?
I'm being generous.
Yeah, I was going to say.
They've all been brilliant with great characters that you fall in love with. The Last of Us would made you cry within the first 10 minutes of the game. And you didn't even know the character.
Yeah.
And you're crying. Like, what the hell?
Weeping.
And then you connect with this brand new person who you're now going to play in this game. Oh, you played in the first one, but you're playing with more depth than ever before. And you are going on the attack. You've been hurt. And she's going out to hurt somebody. Some people have hurt her, and she's going out to hurt them. And this, I love what they did, what the Neil Druckmann and the Plate people have said. The theme is hate in this game. It's hate, and I think this could be one of the more the first few trailers that we saw. They were uncomfortable to watch, very uncomfortable to watch. And this game, I think, is going to be a very uncomfortable game to play. But I think it's going to be a game that's you're going to be thinking about till the end of till maybe out, maybe to the end of the bloody decade when it's going to be nominated for best game of the decade at 2020 at 2030 for God's sakes, you know. But it's Last of Us 1 was I think my second favorite game of the last decade.
God of War 1.
Uh, oh, for bit of last decade, no, it was Witcher 3.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah. But they could have really tied. They could have tied it. Like I say, both were emotional in such great ways, and this one is just as great. And I'm just like, what the hell? I don't think they're leaning into. I know a lot of people are worried about the love interest and everything for what they're going off. I actually don't think they're going to do what people think are going to do. I think that it's going to be something completely different. I think she's going to get hurt, but I think she's going to be alive. But
Okay.
Ellie's going to be so pissed off that she has to go and do something. She feels personally in herself, and that's what she's going to do. And then Joel is going to be there. Is he alive? Who knows? Do they actually mention the end of the first game? I don't think they're actually going to touch about that at all. This is going to be a completely separate thing.
Why
And
bother?
maybe they touch that in the third game if they have a third game, which they probably will. But yeah,
I don't think they need to mention that. Like,
true. I agree.
because it's
With
like
that.
you see the final conversation. Spoilers for a what is it now? 7-year-old game.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see the final conversation like between Joel and Ellie, and it's like she asks and he answers, and he obviously lies to her, but it's like she knows. So and it's just like, yeah, you don't need to explicitly like you don't need to explicitly bring it up, right?
Yeah.
Like it.
But if they don't touch that at all, and if they do have a third game and don't even touch it there, I'll love that even more.
Yeah.
That she's just accepted it. She's just like, fine.
Yeah.
She accepted that.
Like it hurts their relationship, but it's never explicitly talked about.
Yeah.
That would be the ideal for me, I think.
Mm-hmm.
In you're absolutely right in like that storytelling setting. Like I would like to hope that like they don't kill off the lesbian love interest. That'd be great if that could just not happen in like one thing. Like that would be fantastic. But it's Naughty Dog, so like I've got all the benefit of the doubt because they also made like The Last of Us and Lost Legacy and Uncharted 4 and all of the Uncharted games. Like they're all fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
First one hasn't aged well, but the story's still really solid. Yeah, like for the same reasons as you, it's why it's at number one on my list. Like it's fucking Naughty Dog, man. Like if anybody thinks any game other than The Last of Us Part 2 isn't gonna sweep the fucking Game of the Year awards, like at the end of the year, like something
It's between
monumentally
them and
spectacular
Cyberpunk.
would have to happen.
Yeah,
Like,
it's between them and Cyberpunk.
yeah.
For a lot of people.
Yeah. I even referenced it in my prediction. I was like, Last of Us Part 2 is going to win Game of the Year at the Game Awards. And I specifically said, instead of Cyberpunk. Because that's basically the other game that's going to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That we know of. Like I said, the thing is, what would be even more great is that one of the games that we've mentioned goes toe-to-toe with them. That would be even brilliant, man. Titanfall 3 is not even coming out this year.
But if it did... If it did, Mooney. What if it did? What if it did? I mean, yeah, it's like we like.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, shut up. You're fired. I forgot about your. Guys. I forgot about your heretical views on Titanfall. But no, like The Last of Us Part 2.
Live long and prosper.
Like I've been avoiding a lot of the trailers where I can. So like I've seen the stuff from E3s because hey, I cover E3. But it's like when they've just released a trailer, like I've just been like, nah, I'm alright. I don't need to watch this. Like I'm already in. Like as soon as you say this is a game that's coming out, I'm like, cool, I'm in. Like this is gonna be game of the generation material. Like easily.
The only thing I hope that this next generation that comes is the reveal, how long the reveal is, basically, because our Last of Us, we've been waiting, what, 3 years?
Oh man, it was like a PSX.
Yeah,
years ago.
Yeah, I think it might be 4 years.
I was on Tom's couch when we were watching that because that was the PSX where like it went mental, and like
Yeah,
Sony suddenly like tried it
like a conference.
like an actual press conference
Hmm.
because they started with Lost Legacy, they ended with The Last of Us.
Yeah, so it's gonna be. That's the only thing I would say is just please Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo, cut short the how long you just hold it. Just keep it quiet. You don't need to tell everybody at all.
PSX
You don't.
2016 was so
So
it was
four
three
years ago.
it's 3 years ago because PSX was in December. So, but yeah, like that would be nice if we didn't have to wait years for a game. Like you reveal the game and then it's like great. Like when's it coming out? Oh, 4 years from now.
Mm.
What the fuck, man?
And I know
Like,
what they said. I know they said at PSX they even said this is early development. I was thinking, then why are you showing us?
but you
Why?
like they didn't even need. They could like even if they wanted to show us an early development build of like a thing of The Last of Us Part Two, like they could have waited an entire another year because they
Hmm.
had Uncharted: The Lost Legacy like coming out. Like they revealed that at the same PSX show and it came out a year later. And it's like
Yeah.
I wish they would just do that. Like I wish all developers would just do that. Like as much as like the game itself, Fallout 4, like wasn't it didn't set the world on fire. Um like the way that was revealed was
Perfect.
perfect. It was like it'd been rumored for years, and then it was like then it like you got to January of 2015, and it was like okay, I'd like strongly believe that this is gonna be revealed this year, and then it's like they go into E3 and they show it at E3 in a big blowout, and then press get to play it, and then it's out like 4 months later. Perfect. That's exactly what
That
I
might have
need.
been the craziest year for RPGs because if I remember rightly, that year was Witcher 3,
Yep.
uh, Fallout, and Metal Gear 5.
Yes, you're correct.
That might truly be the most bonkers years for RPG games.
It was because Bloodborne also came out that year.
Oh, for fudge sakes, man!
and I'm looking it up.
Oh god.
And Undertale also came out in 2015.
Yeah.
Shut up. So yeah, it was an
A lot of
insane
abuse
year.
I'm getting from you today, Amy.
Ask anyone who's ever been on this podcast. Like that's what I do. I just abuse you.
Use and abuse.
If you want an even deeper cut, that's also the year Evolve came out. Who remembers Evolve?
What's that?
Exactly.
Oh, we're getting a new one of that, isn't it? It's called Predator, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong. Man, 2015 was a pretty good year for games. But you know what's going to be an even better year? 2020.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to hang my hat. I have a hat. I'm going to hang my hat on this prediction. I don't have anything to hang it on that's on frame. I'll just put it on. I'm going to hang my hat that by the time we get to the end of the year, like we're going to be talking about this being the greatest year of video games ever.
Ooh, that's ballsy.
It's,
That's ballsy. Jeez.
it's my hat
The
hanging on that
hat.
prediction.
The hat
The
has
hat
spoken.
has spoken. Didn't say Gryffindor. It said all that stuff I just said.
It wouldn't say Gryffindor for me either, so.
No.
I always felt like I was a Ravenclaw.
Hufflepuff. It's me. I'm all chill and shit.
Mm.
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to those movies. I think that's it. Do you have anything else to say about 2020 in general? Like,
Cross fingers that it's leading up to a great year. We've got new consoles and everything coming out. Hopefully for new great, and hopefully look forward to new announcements further in the year. And obviously, it was like obviously we're still waiting for a couple of announcements. Ghost of Tsushima doesn't have a release date. Dying Light 2's no release date. Still got a lot of games to come and everything.
Fable, Forza Motorsport 8.
Well, we know the Forza game's going to be there, but yeah, Fable will be.
Fable
I think
as
we
well.
might. if Fable's not ready to come out within 18 months, I say hold on to it, Microsoft. I say don't show it. Show it at E3 2021 and then say it's out some early 2022 or something. But only, that's how it is. I don't want to be waiting years on years for this game, especially.
I think that's why we haven't seen it, because I feel like it's been in like it's been around like the rumor mill like a lot, like Rocksteady's game.
Thing.
I feel like they're holding on to it for that exact reason, where they don't want to reveal it too early.
Well, they're still hiring like crazy. I follow them on LinkedIn, and they're like constantly new people starting here, yay! Joining our RPG team, joining our Forza team.
Yeah, well, they probably don't want to if they don't want to crunch, they're probably hiring a bunch of people to like work on the game in its final stages. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully, maybe what if it's this year, Amy? Good God!
Launch title.
Oh God! What are they going to do to us?
Because it's going to be the greatest year of gaming ever.
What if Hellblade drops this year?
Could do. I read a thing and it was like they were pretty confident it was. The people writing the thing were pretty confident it was going to come out in 2020.
I can't see 2020. I can see early 2021.
I don't know. I feel like they picked that game for a reason. Like to show, like with the Xbox
Ninja
Series
Theory have
X.
2 games coming out in 2020.
I mean, they've got 2 teams, right? Like, this is the thing. All the development studios that were bought by Microsoft have 2 teams working on 2 games. Like,
well, you got to think Hellblade Part 2 was already in development when they got bought, so.
Oh, 100%. Like, Hellblade was a success, and it came out in 2017. So, it's been 3 years. Like, 3.5 years by the time the Xbox Series X rolls around. Like, that's plenty of time if you've already got most of the assets. So that's the thing about making sequels, right? Like, you already have the baseline for a new game already like built in. Like, all you need to do is like make the second game and like add the new stuff in. But like the baseline for the foundation, for the game already exists. That's why I think Breath of the Wild 2 could potentially be a holiday game for Nintendo, because it's like the foundation for that game exists already. So I think like they could have a quick turnaround on it, because they probably put it in development 10 seconds after they launched.
It was already in development before. It was already in development.
Probably. Well, this is the thing. Breath of the Wild's a weird one because the game was delayed to come out on Switch
so many times. It was delayed a lot.
Like, it was delayed once or twice, but then like there was a moment where it flipped, and it was like, well, they're just delaying it because they can put it out on Switch. It's like ostensibly the game could have been done like well before it actually came out.
Yeah.
So maybe they were working on it like from like months before like Breath of the Wild even came out. These are the kinds of things I think about. Because I'm a nerd. Nerd. That is gonna do it for episode 188 of the Words About Gamescast. Thanks for joining.
You're so close to 200.
I know, and I'm going to do nothing special because this is a news-based podcast.
Pop party poppers.
I'll pop party poppers on episode 200, and then we'll just get right into it. It'll be like, woohoo! And now the first story.
Our first story is Activision has done it again.
Yeah. Just covered in like confetti and glitter, and just like, I don't know. First news story: Activision fired 1,000 people.
Oh, God. So,
but yeah, no. Yeah, we're back to normal next week. The channel's going to be a bit weird because this week would be when we actually go back to normal, except like I said at the beginning of the podcast, there's no games to review, so it's going to half go back to normal.
Yeah.
Like, if you just imagine that we don't review games, it's normal. And then next week we're going to start reviewing games because I've already got some lined up.
Yay.
But I'm under embargo. I know, it sucks. Embargo. does.
She can't talk.
Can't talk.
She's not allowed to speak.
No.
Well, she can, but she might not get games sent to her
I
again.
could. The consequences may be dire.
Yes. You know that little black book? She might be put into it.
Yeah. I don't want to be in that book. Let's get the fuck out of here. Before I do say something. Say bye, Mr. Moody.
Bye!
Mr. Moody.